Today's video, I want to show you where to go to change your system navigation on OnePlus phones with Android 15 and Oxygen OS 15. With the latest update on your OnePlus phone, use a quick access and tap on a settings toggle right here. That will take you to the main settings of your OnePlus phone. You can always choose to use the search and type in system navigation as part of the fast way to find it, and it'll take you there. Or if you don't feel like doing that, you can always use the scroll down the menu, then go down to where it says system update right here. Once you tap on that, you will see these options, and one of them, the second one going down from the top, would be system navigation. So whether you set it to buttons or gestures from when you were setting it up, you can come here and switch over to that. So if you have it set to the buttons here, and I'm just get a little bit closer so you can see this, you will have these options here. The button layout, which will switch these to the bottom here. When I switch between them, you'll see the switching of them. Also, you have the circle to search, which when you touch and hold the home button, which is this one right here, you'll get this right here, this circle and search thing here. You could select a specific area and all that stuff, all right? And if you don't want that, you can turn it off. You also have the swipe from the lower left here or the lower right towards the center of the screen to bring up the digital assistant one, all right? And the way this works, you can do it in the navigation button section, starting from here and stop at the circle, and you can get the assistance there. Now, if you don't want any of these, you can turn it off, and these are going to be applied to the buttons one. But if you want the gestures, this here, you can go to it. And if it's your first time, you can go through the learning. It's going to be quick, and basically swiping from the left to right or opposite would be your back function, okay? Then when you swipe from the bottom section here and release it, that's your home. And if you swipe up and hold a bit like this here, you will be in the recent view mode. And once in the recent view mode, you can swipe left and right here like this here to switch between recently opened apps there, all right? And that's basically it. You have some other options in the gestures mode here. You have hide the gesture bar, which will not show this little bar here to the bottom. You also got the vibrate, so you know that you're pressing back. Also switch between previous apps here on the inward from the left to right if you want that option. I would recommend keeping this one on, especially if you watch a lot of videos or play a lot of games on your OnePlus phone, because some games or videos will have gestures such as double swiping, and you might end up entering to the back gesture, and you don't want that. So go ahead and turn this on here. You also got the learn and also adjusting the sensitivity of the back. You'll notice this little blue highlight here that'll show you how far the sensitivity range is for the right edge and the left edge. And also now you got the circle to search, same as the other one here. And this one is going to be touch and hold the home button. So when you perform the home gesture, you're going to touch and hold it and then swiping again as well. And that's basically it for this tutorial. Like and sub. So for those of you who don't know, if you want to enter into a simple mode where the app icons are bigger and the layout of your OnePlus phone is a lot bigger and easier to view, here's where you can go to find this feature. This is for OnePlus phones for both Android 14 and Android 15, which is this OnePlus phone, Oxygen OS 15. After the Android 15 Oxygen OS 15 update, the fastest way to find the easy or simple mode, go into the quick access, tap on the search settings here, right there, go right here, and type in the words simple mode. You're gonna go ahead and type that in. So simple mode, type that in. You'll see the suggestion, and when you tap on it, it's gonna take you straight to it. And you'll see that it's gonna say enter simple mode, right? So it's gonna give you a preview of what everything looks like. Then enter it, it's gonna be entering, and now you'll notice all the icons on your phone is going to be large and huge and bulky, and yeah, you get what I mean, right? So for you to come out of this, you can always go back into the settings, which will also have a simple layout as well. And you can always go to the very bottom and you'll see exit simple mode. Once you do that, you can exit and that'll just take you back to the regular view mode. Like and sub. If you're looking to turn on what is known as pocket mode or mistouch prevention on your OnePlus phone, this is with Android 15, Oxygen OS 15. The guaranteed way to find this feature, use the quick access, go into the settings, then once you're here, go down until you see home screen and lock screen, this one right there. As you enter here, you'll see all these options, then go all the way down keep going down to the lock screen section, this section right here. And once you're under the lock screen section, you're going to see pocket mistouch prevention. This is also known as pocket mode on previous OnePlus phones. And once you turn this on, this is going to prevent any accidental unlocks. And you'll notice it when you have that little swiping thing on your lock screen. You have to swipe it away to get out of the mistouch prevention mode. Okay, so once this is on, it's going to help prevent any unnecessary unlocks. Like and sub. So you want to remove this little tiny search bar on your home screen for your OnePlus phone with Android 15 and Oxygen OS 15. So this search bar cannot be removed just by long pressing it like you would to remove any other widget. What you're going to have to do on your OnePlus phone is first go into the home screen settings, and you can do this by long pressing a blank area on your home screen. You'll see this here happen, and you will want to navigate over to the far right until you see more. This more right here, okay? Now, once you get into the more settings, you're going to see all these different options on your home screen settings here. Then go down until you see show search at the bottom. By turning this off, that's going to remove that search bar. And if you turn it back on again, you're going to be able to see it one more time if you need that. So when I disable it here, I'm going to come out of here. And now you'll notice the search bar is no longer down there to the bottom. And yes, if you want it again, just do that, turn it on, and you'll get it back. Like and sub. So you max out the display zoom, increase the font size to the biggest it can possibly be, but you just still can't see what's on your screen. Now you're thinking of other options, and your OnePlus phone has a magnification feature, and I'll show you where to go to find it and how to easily use it. Let's get started. To have a quick toggle that looks like this here and to easily access the magnification, you can always use the quick access here on your OnePlus phone. Okay, so you're gonna look for this settings right there, tap on it, and once you're in the main settings here, go down to where it says the accessibility and convenience, this option here, right there. Now, once you enter here, you'll see accessibility, that's right there. And from here, go to the vision section. Make sure you're under the vision tab. And now that you're here, you'll see the display area and you'll see magnification. So go ahead and turn that on here as you go into it. You want to turn on the shortcut. So if the shortcut is disabled, you won't have any access to it. So what you can do is you have these features here always on. Instead of deactivating magnification when changing apps, it simply zooms out to the default size. Okay, so this is going to be useful for you if you don't want to be going back and forth. You have the magnification type here. You got the full one, and you also have the option to go into the part of a screen. So if you don't want to zoom in for the entire screen, you have that, and you also got switch between full and partial right here. Okay, so if you want everything, just go ahead with that, and you can always come back and change these settings. You'll know which one is right for you as you use this feature. Now you'll go to the shortcut. As you turn it on, this is going to pop up. And if you want the little square here to show up, you can have that there, which is the button there. Or if you want, you can disable that. I'll move this. You can move this around, by the way. You can just put it somewhere else so you can get a better view. You can uncheck this here and then use the volume keys. So hold down the volume keys here together for 3 seconds to get access to this feature instead of having this icon here on your screen all the time. Okay, now once you're done with all of this here and all of these here features, you also got one more here that gives you another way to access the function. Tap the screen 3 times. That'll give you access to that if you have the gestures on, and it's up to you to make that decision. So what I'm going to do now is simply just tap on it just to show you how it works. Once you have it on, this icon here, you'll tap on it and you'll notice this orange highlight around the edge of your screen. That lets you know that you are currently in a magnification mode. And you can just take your 2 fingers and just zoom in like this. So if you maxed out the display size and text size and still you can't see, once you have this on, you can do this and in and out. That's going to be really useful for those of us who can't see what we're doing. Like and sub. Here's where you can go to find the call forwarding feature as well as call waiting feature on your OnePlus 12 or OnePlus 12R phone. The SIM card that I have in this phone doesn't work, but at least it can show you where the forwarding and waiting is. So go ahead and use the quick access, tap on the settings toggle right there. Then from this part here, you'll want to go to where it says mobile network. As you enter into the mobile network section, you're going to see call settings right here. Under the call settings area, you're going to see a few more options and you'll see carrier related settings. So first, as you dive into here, you'll see call forwarding. And if you have a working SIM card, these will all be able to toggle. You can actually turn on these here, then be able to put in a number to forward the call to. Now, as you come out of here, you'll see additional settings. And once you go here, once again, if you have a SIM card that's working, you'll be able to turn on call waiting. And call waiting basically does, if you are in a middle of a call at the moment and someone is calling you, that incoming call is going to show up on the screen and you can choose to answer the call and place the other person on hold. And well, that's going to work if you are ready to take multiple calls. So turn it on, like and sub. Thanks for watching. If there's anything new on your OnePlus phone with Android 15, Oxygen OS 15, is the quick settings swipe down access. And it would either give you the option to have a split view or classic. I'll show you how to get there and how to change it and how it works. With the late Oxygen OS 15, go ahead and use the quick access here. Tap on the settings toggle right there. That'll take you to the main settings of your OnePlus phone. Then go to where it says notifications and quick settings, this one right there. Once you're here now in this section here, you're going to see where it says quick settings. All right, so you'll see quick settings, that one right here. And this is where you'll be able to choose between split or classic. So classic, basically anywhere you swipe down, I said wipe, swipe down, you will access all the quick access toggles and notifications being underneath. But if you go to the split here, you can swipe from the right side edge here and you'll get the quick access one time, all right? And then you can swipe from the left top here and that'll give you the notifications section. I don't have any notifications right now, but that's that. You also have allow quick settings on lock screen if you want that, and show tile names, and of course reset the layout there. Okay, so that's that for this feature. You can go back and change these at any given time, like and sub. Here's how you can change the default home launcher of your OnePlus phone with Android 15, Oxygen OS 15. So if you don't like the system launcher your OnePlus phone comes with, you can go ahead and install some from the Play Store that are actually free. So once you finish installing them, go into the quick access, tap on the settings icon right here, and once you do that, you'll be taken to this section here. Then go all the way down to where it says apps right here. And from here, you will see default apps, this one right there. Go ahead and tap on that one time. Then you'll see a list of all the default apps. From here, you're going to look for Home app. When you enter here, your system launcher is the default one that your OnePlus comes with. You can choose to install free ones like the Nova ones or the Smart ones or any one that you find you like. Once you switch over to them, they'll prompt you on how to set it up for the first time and all that, and make some changes to your overall system layout, okay? Now, once you've done that, you can always go back to these settings I showed you a while ago and change it back to another system launcher or the original one, like and sub. Where to find the Smart Rapid Charging feature, and this is found on OnePlus 12 phones, 12R, and possibly the OnePlus 13 phone if you have that. To see if your OnePlus phone has this feature, go into the quick access and tap on the settings right there. Once you're here, you'll go down to the battery section. So you're going down to where it says battery right here. As you tap on the battery section, you're going to see these options. Go to charging settings right here. From here, you'll see Smart Rapid Charging. So this isn't going to be available for every OnePlus phone out there. And whether you have Android 14 or 15, it might depend on if your model allows for this feature, okay? Now, for this to actually work, you'll need to be using the genuine original charger and the charging adapter that your OnePlus phone came with, okay? So if you have any other chargers, this will not work. So once you have this turned on, you can charge up your phone to charge super fast. This may cause your phone to get warm, and I do recommend you only use this when you really need it and turn it off when you don't. Like and sub. Here are 3 display settings that you can choose and change on your OnePlus 12 phone or even the OnePlus 13 phone with Android 15 Oxygen OS 15. To find these display settings, use the quick access, go into the quick toggle settings icon right here, this one there, tap on it once, and you'll see these different options. Go down the list now until you see display and brightness. As you enter here, you'll see these different options here, and the first one we'll start off with is screen color mode. So on your OnePlus phone, at default, usually it's going to be set to vivid. You can choose between the natural one if you want to, or you got the pro modes. When you select between those, you have these different color layouts, and you can tell with the white coloring of the screen and the colors here. You can also choose between the temperature, which will allow you to have more warm colors like this here. Notice how it gets like that, or the lighter blue colors. And it's up to you to choose between that, or you can have the solid warm, cold, or just default. So that would be your screen color mode, okay? You can choose any of these, you can change them at any given time. Now, as I come out of here, while in the same area of display settings, I want you to go down and take a look at the screen resolution right here. So at default, you have your standard. And if you want to kick it up a notch, you got the high one, which will sharpen your image here a bit more, but will use a little bit more battery life. So it's up to you to make that decision, but it does show you a little preview here of the major differences, okay? So you can come back and change these at any given time. That's the screen resolution, and not all OnePlus phones have this feature, mainly flagship phones. And finally, the screen refresh rate. So screen refresh rate can be set to auto, which will adjust to based on the app's compatibility. You also have standard, which is going to apply 60 to all the apps. That's going to save you some battery life. And honestly, if you're not too much of a fan with the screen refresh rate, you don't care for that little subtle differences, then stay on the 60 and save your battery life. However, if you do decide to go with the 120, what's good about these new settings is you have the high refresh rate, and you can also have a set of which apps will be in the 120 hertz. So you can tap here and you can go down the list now and choose which apps will actually run for 120. So certain apps, maybe like for calculator, you don't need it to be in a 120, right? So just leave it on 60. And then you can do this for other apps you feel that doesn't need it. So maybe you're using the dialer here. It doesn't need to be in 120. So just leave it on the 60. And you can change these at any given time, like end sub. Here's where you can go to choose app-specific refresh rate. So if you don't want all your apps running on 120 and you want certain apps to run in 60 or automatic, here's where you can go to do this on your OnePlus 12 or OnePlus 13 phone. Whether you want to do this today or tomorrow, use the quick access, tap on the settings toggle right here. And once in this section here, go down to where it says display. As you enter into display, you're going to look for the screen refresh rate feature right here, this one right there. So tap on it one time, you'll see these options here. You'll see auto, you'll see standard, which is 60. So you'll have to select 120. Go ahead and select the 120 option. When you do this, this option becomes available. And you want this option here to get access to this set of options, which is the app-specific refresh rate. So what's good about this is at first, all the apps will be set to 120, but you can now choose for every app on your phone which apps will actually run on 120 and which ones won't or stay on 60. So some of these you will most likely don't need them to be in 120, like the files here, you can leave it to 90 or 60. Games, maybe yes, you want it on 120. Gboard, maybe you want it on 90, and it's up to you. Like your email, if you're just previewing or watching your emails that come in, maybe you just need to be on 90 or maybe 60. And you can do this for every app here as long as it's compatible. So if this guide helped you, like and sub. Here's how you can change your default SMS app on your OnePlus phone with Android 15. Whether you have another messaging app you want to use or an app you just installed from the Play Store and you want to change it to your default SMS messaging app, use the quick access, go into the settings toggle right here, this one right there, and as you tap on it one time, you'll be taken to this right here. Then, as you're here, go down until you see the part that says apps, this one right there. So as you tap on it one time, you'll be taken here. and you'll see default apps. When you go here, you'll be taken to this right here. You'll see some more options and go down to SMS app. Now that you're here, you'll see the apps that are compatible. The apps have to be compatible for them to show up here. So even though you have them installed from the Play Store or it came on your phone already, if they are not compatible, they will not show here. So you can now go ahead and choose between the different ones you want. And you can change these at any given time, like and so. So you just got your OnePlus phone, and whether you have Android 14 or 15, every time you long press the power button, you're going to be taken to the whole new Gemini thing or Google Assistant. And you're tired of it and you want to get access to the power off menu. Here's how you do it. If you have a OnePlus 12 or a 13, you'll most likely have Android 15. So go ahead and use the quick access, tap on the settings right there. And once you do this here, you'll be taken to this set of settings. Go all the way down now until you see accessibility and convenience right there. Once you enter here, go down some more. It's to the near bottom area, past all this. You're going to see power button. You can also type in the words power button in the search settings, but sometimes it doesn't show up. So it's better you do it this way. Now, once you're here now, you'll see press and hold the power button. So at default, it'll be set to access the digital assistant. Now, if you like the digital assistant and you have many more, you can tap here and choose another one that's available if you so prefer that. Or just set it to none if you don't want anything showing up. However, if you want the power menu to show up, you can select this option here, and that's exactly what it's going to give you, the power menu. So now when I press and hold the power button here, it's going to take me to this right here. And if that's what you were looking for, that's what you would do, like and sub. Here's where you can go to choose between the different battery modes found on your OnePlus phone with Android 14 or even Android 15. To find and change between the different battery modes, use the quick access and tap on the settings toggle right here. Once you do this, you'll be taken to this right here, all these options. So now go down until you see the battery section. When you enter here, you're going to see these different options. And then now you got the battery mode. So when you're here now, this is where you can get all access to every different battery mode on your OnePlus 12 or the 13. So you'll see high performance, which is going to improve your performance, but it may cause your phone to warm up, okay? So if you want that, turn it on, and of course, use this only when you need to. It does give you an idea of how it can last about, and also the amount of time your phone is gonna last in terms of battery life. So you got power saving mode as well, and then you also have super power saving mode there, okay? Now on top of that, you can also choose to look in the quick toggles section here, and in most cases, sometimes we don't see these there right away, and we will have to add them using the edit option here. So go here, and you can look to the bottom section here and look for those toggles here and drag it up into there. So for example, you will see this one here, super power saving mode. You can long press that and drag it up into here, okay? And you can also check to see if the others are there already by switching between these two sections here once they're all set and ready to go, okay? And that's that, like and sub. Here's where you can go to find the NFC settings and turn it on for your OnePlus 12 or even the OnePlus 13 phone with Android 15. For starters, you can always check the quick access and navigate through between the quick toggles and see if you can find the NFC. You can single tap it or just long press it to take you straight into these settings and see what else they have to offer. If this doesn't work for you or you just don't see the NFC, you can also go into the main settings by using the quick toggle again, tap on the settings icon here, then go to where it says connection and sharing, this one right here. As you enter here, you're going to see some connection options, and one of them will be NFC. If you don't see it, then chances are your OnePlus model just doesn't have NFC. This is a flagship phone, by the way, a OnePlus 12, so it's going to be there. Now, once you're here, you can turn it on from here and also choose what the other options can do if there are other more varieties to choose from. If this can help, like and sub. Here's a quick guide on how you can change the default phone dialer app on your OnePlus phone with Android 14 or 15, which is what this OnePlus phone has, and Oxygen OS 15. To get started, always use the quick access as the fastest way to these settings. Then go ahead and tap on this settings toggle right there. Then from here, while you're here, go down and keep going down until you see apps right there. As you tap on that, you'll be taken to this section here, and you'll see where it says default apps. When you tap on it, you'll see all the other default apps options, then go down until you see phone app. Once you enter here, you'll see different dialer apps, and you will only see different dialer apps if you have other phone dialer apps installed on your phone from the Play Store that are compatible. So at default, usually OnePlus phones will use the Google Dialer app as a default dialer. And if you have the Chinese version, you might have that Chinese contact phone dialer app, which will have other extra features. So you can always come back and change these at any given time, like it's up. Here's how you can change the home screen layout and the home screen mode, which is either standard or with the app drawer. This is a OnePlus phone with Android 15 and Oxygen OS 15. The fastest way to these home settings is by long pressing a blank area on your home screen until you get this right here. You'll see to the bottom section here, you'll see these options here. Go across to more. And as you enter here, this will take you to the main home screen settings. And once here now, you'll see home screen, the first one. This will allow you to choose between standard, which basically on standard, all the apps will appear on your home screen going across in multiple pages, depending on how many apps you have. However, if you want the swipe up option, go to withdraw here. And this will give you some more options such as add apps to home screen, suggest the apps, and also change the amount of columns that will appear in your drawer. So again, that's that. Then if you want the home screen layout, which is the grid layout right here, this will take you here. And you can choose how much more apps you will have appear on your home screen based on the changes that you make here. Okay, and be sure to press apply so that it can take effect. And that's basically it for this tutorial. Like and sub. Here's where you can go to change the app icon style as well as the size of the app icons. This is for OnePlus phones with Android 15, Oxygen OS 15. The fastest way to these settings is by long pressing a blank area on your home screen until this happens. You'll then see where it says icons right there. So go ahead and tap on icons, and this will take you to this section here. If for some odd reason you don't see it in this part here, you can always go into the quick access, go to settings, and once there, go to where it says wallpaper and style right here. And when you're here now in this part here, go down, you'll look for icons, and you'll enter here, and you'll get the options as well. So with all that said and done now, you can choose from the different styles. So let's get a little closer here. You got Radiance as one of the new options, and you have Shadow as another new option here. Then you got Material and the old school Pebble as well. And if you had another launcher or whatnot, you got some more options here. You got the custom one, which will allow you to choose a different silhouette for it and make the corners round and the icon size and a few more other options, okay? So let's just say I decided to go with Radiance. Then right here where it says icon, right there, this is gonna be the size slider. As I adjust this, that's gonna change the size of it. You also have it to be enabled for third-party apps, like apps not from the Play Store, and also showing the name of the app icon on and off. Notice when it's off, there's no name. And then you also have the ability to change the size of the words or the text for that name of the app. And then of course, be sure to press apply so that it can take effect. And that will be it, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, if this guide helped, don't forget to like and sub. Here's a quick guide on how you can enter into the floating app window mode, which allows you to have your app enter into this mini window view mode here. This is for OnePlus phones with Android 15 and Oxygen OS 15. And let's get started. In order to access the floating app window mode, let's just say you have an app open already or multiple apps open already. On your OnePlus, you can go ahead into the recents view mode or perform the recents gesture. And when you enter into this view mode here, you're gonna see these three dots at the top right of every app. So if you have more than one apps open, you'll see the three dots here. When you see it, go ahead and tap on it and you'll see floating window. Not every app is capable of entering into floating window mode, but once it's there, that means it can go into it. So go ahead and tap on it now, and you'll have this here happen. So before you continue, you can also adjust the size of it. You can also shrink it with the corners here and move it around by holding down on a tab up here. You can also tap on the three dots area and you have the minimize option, which will allow it to enter into this little floating icon here. And you can just simply tap on it and reopen it once again, okay? Now, another cool thing is with this floating window mode here, you can also tap or open up another app, have that app in the background fully displayed, navigate it while also having, like, let's say for example, YouTube playing the video itself while you are also navigating the other videos or websites or all that stuff, okay? So it's a pretty cool feature, and you can tap here to go back into full screen mode, and that will be it. You can always re-enter into it by repeating the same process, like and sub. Here's a really neat feature that can improve the audio quality and, well, basically sound from different locations when playing multiple audio sources at the same time. It's known as the holo audio or holo audio. Not sure how that's pronounced, but it's a really neat feature and you can try it out for yourself. It's found on OnePlus 12s and OnePlus 13s with Oxygen OS 15. Let's get started. To find this feature, you can use a quick access, tap on settings, and from here, go down to where it says sounds and vibration. As you enter here, you'll be taken to this section here. Then go down until you pass where it says sound effects, and you're gonna go right here, holo audio, or is it holo audio? So go ahead and turn it on, and you'll notice you have the option to go with auto and custom, which is the spatial settings. Now, if you were wondering what happened to the spatial audio, which you might have had on your OnePlus 12 before the Android 15 update, this would be it right here. So it's a bit different layout, but basically the same thing. So once you go with the automatic one, you won't see anything else here. But if you go to custom, you can customize how the other features and sounds are going to sound for you. And that's that, my friends, like and sub. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you this is the only MP3 player that you can use offline for your OnePlus phone, but it's by far one of the best I've tried so far, okay? So this here is a OnePlus 12R, and we're trying out a MP3 player with a app, a bass boost, and virtualizer. And let's go ahead and dive into it. You'll first need to go to the Play Store and look for this app in particular, and the makers are these guys here. Once it's fully installed, you will need to give it permission to get access to your files and all that stuff, such as audio files. Keep in mind, this is a offline player, so if you have songs saved on your OnePlus phone, you can access them and have fun playing them, getting the best sound quality possibly provided, if you don't want to use the Dolby Atmos found on your OnePlus phone, okay? So you can also go into the settings here, and this will give you some options for you. You got a few more other options here, such as the video player here, which will give you access to also preview or watch your, that was an ad, I'm sorry, watch your videos as well. But what's really cool is just to point out the equalizer here. So go ahead and turn it on, and you got some presets here. And these are gonna make a great difference. I'm gonna avoid playing any kind of songs whatsoever, as you will probably know by now that YouTube is very sensitive in terms of playing audio that's not yours. So there's your bass booster here. And of course, because there is nothing playing right now at the moment, you will not be able to tell. But I just wanna show you this here and try it out. Let me know in the comments section, what do you think? And that's that, like and sub. So after your OnePlus 12 phone got the Oxygen OS 15 update, you no longer have access to the spatial audio, and you're wondering where it is. So basically, it's now part of the Dolby Atmos feature, and here's where you can go to find it. Let's get started. Like most sound features on your OnePlus phone, you'll need to have a connected Bluetooth device or speaker. And once that's set up already, go into the quick access, tap on the settings toggle here, and that'll take you to the main settings of your OnePlus phone. So with Oxygen OS 15, you're going to where it says sounds and vibration. And from here, go down some more until you see the part that says sound effect settings right there. Then you'll see sound effects. You'll also see the name of the current connected device here. And if you haven't changed anything before, you'll most likely be under the Dolby Atmos. So go ahead and tap here once and switch to spatial audio. And this is where you can get an idea of how this works. Now, depending on your audio device you have connected to, maybe earphones or headphones, you will have a different outcome. You can also choose to listen to it, how it sounds. And you also got the head track and hear feature. So once I stop this here, I'll switch over to this here. And it depends on what you are using and listening to. So that's spatial audio for you. You also have, if you come out of here, you can go to this one here. And what I noticed, you also got some spatial settings. So default with this on, it will be set to auto. But if you go to customize, you can also choose for these options as well, like and so. Here's where you can find the Dolby Atmos sound effects feature found on your OnePlus 12 or the 13 phone with Oxygen OS 15. To get started and find the feature itself, you'll use the quick access and tap on the settings toggle right here. Once you're there now, you'll be taken to here, and I want you to go to where it says sounds and vibration right there. Once there, go down some more and look for sound effects, sound effect settings, this part right there. Okay, you'll see that there. So as you tap on that here, you will see this set of options. Now, the one thing and the most important thing you need to know is that the only way to get access to Dolby Atmos is if you have a wireless Bluetooth device connected, may it be a Bluetooth speaker or a Bluetooth earphones or earbuds, okay? So you'll see it's gonna tell you current device here, right there, and it's gonna tell you the name of your device that's connected. And sound effects is where you can choose between Dolby Atmos, spatial audio. So after the Android 15 update, the spatial audio is now found in this section here. It's not separated by itself, but Dolby Atmos is what we're focusing on this time around. So once you have a connected device, you'll be able to access Dolby Atmos. You'll have environment profiles, which will give you these right here, these different options, and each one of these will have a different type of sound effect to play for you. And you got the scenario profiles here, which is your usual Dolby Atmos features that we're all used to, such as the movie type, gaming, music, and so forth. Okay, so you can choose from any of these here, and these are all going to give you different options. But if you notice when I switch to music and you swipe down a little bit, you're gonna find yourself the equalizer feature, okay? And that's where you can get access to the 10 bands that the OnePlus phone has. Now that's basically it for this tutorial. I'll do another tutorial on how to get the spatial audio and what it does. Like and sub. Here is the coolest, fastest way to get into the split screen mode on your OnePlus 12 or 13 phone with Oxygen OS 15. Let's get started. So before doing anything, make sure this particular setting is turned on. So go into the quick settings of your OnePlus phone, tap on settings right here. From here now, I want you to go down to where it says accessibility and convenience right there. So tap on that once, you will see split view. Go ahead here and make sure this is turned on. You're gonna take your 3 fingers and basically swipe up to enter into a split screen view mode. So quickly here now, let's just say I'm in a app here. I'm gonna take my 3 fingers here. I'm gonna simply just swipe up like this here from the bottom section, right above the navigation bar. You just go ahead and do like this here, and you'll notice this is gonna happen. And now you'll just choose yourself another app. So maybe this one here, and then your split screen is going to enter like that there. And that's that, my friends, like and sub. Here's how you can choose whether app notifications show or don't show the notifications on the lock screen for your OnePlus phone, may it be the 12 or the 13 with Oxygen OS 15. Whether you want to do this today or tomorrow, use the quick access, tap on the settings right there, and once you're here now, you're going down to where it says notifications and quick settings right here. As you enter here, you'll see these options, and you'll also see where it says lock screen right here. So lock screen right there is what you're looking for, okay? Now, we'll come back to these in a moment here. So just go to lock screen here. And if you want, just turn it off if you don't want anything showing at all on your lock screen, any kind of notification showing up. But if you want for all, turn it on. Or let's just say there are some apps that you don't want notifications showing up on the lock screen. Once this is turned on, you can go down the list of those that are already on and turn it off. So maybe, and let's just say, for example, I don't want any notifications from calendar showing up on my lock screen. So I'll turn it off. And I'll also maybe turn off this one here and perhaps this one here, okay? So what you can do now is you can come back here and re-enable them in the future if you wanted that to happen, okay? So this is choosing which apps individually will show notifications on the lock screen, okay? Now you also have a few more down here, which if you go into it itself, like say for example, Gmail here, you can go ahead and allow notifications for it to give it access to the lock screen because that app probably doesn't have notifications enabled for it. So you can turn it on from here as well, okay? And then it will appear here to toggle on and off. Now, if we back out of here, you will see two other options. So for example, we have hide notification details on the lock screen. So turn this on. And if you don't want your phone to wake up the screen when it's in a lock screen mode, whenever you have a new notification, turn it off, okay? This option right here. But if you want your screen lighting up on the lock screen to let you know there's a new notification, then turn this feature on, okay? And you get more settings right here, which will basically give you a few more options that you can go ahead and navigate. Some are for the lock screen and some are not, all right? Like and sub. If you notice your OnePlus phone is charging up to 80% and it won't go past that, it could be that your charging limit is turned on. So here's where you can go to find this feature and turn it off or simply turn it on if you want to. With the latest Android 15 and Oxygen OS 15, use the quick access, tap on settings here, and you can search the words charging limit or just charge limit. But charging would be the best way to do it. So charging, not changing. Charging limit. Okay, you're going to see this suggestion here and you can go into it and that's exactly where you would go to turn it off. Okay, so you'll see charging limit and it's going to tell you it's going to charge it up to 80%. So if you wanted to go to 100%, just turn this off. Okay, now if you don't see for some odd reason, you can also go into the quick access, tap on settings, go down the list of items here to battery. And from here, you'll see battery health. And from here, you'll see these different options and charging limit is one of them, like and sub. Here are 3 different types of charging methods that you can find on your OnePlus 12 or even the OnePlus 13 phone with Oxygen OS 15. And let's get started. So for some of you, these may appear in a different order or depending on the update of your OnePlus phone. So go ahead and use the quick access here and tap on the settings icon right there. Once you're here now, you can also choose to type it into the search bar here in the future when you know the exact names of it to find them. And I'll show you that later on in the video. So basically, I want you to go down to where it says battery. Then the first 2 options are found in battery health. You'll see this here. And one of them is smart charging. Smart charging is going to slow down the battery aging. Your device learns how your charging habits are, okay? So this is going to either have your battery charged to 80% at max or to 100%. And of course, until you decide to use it. So it's going to go based on the pattern of your charging. Now, you can either leave this one on or leave the charging limit on instead, but you can't have both on at the same time. Charging limit basically sets your battery to charge up to 80% and no more than 80%. No matter how long you leave that charger plugged in, it ain't gonna pass 80%. So if you've been wondering why your OnePlus phone is not going past 80, this is the reason why, okay? So you can leave them both off or turn on one of them if you decide so. Next up, let's back out of here and right underneath battery health, you'll see charging settings here again. And this time you have this one called Smart Rapid Charging. This is only going to work if you have one of those VOOC chargers straight from the OnePlus itself, the company itself, or the original genuine VOOC rapid charging that your OnePlus came with. Okay, that's the only way this is going to work. Now the bad thing about this one here is if you use this often or for too long, it's going to cause your phone to get hot. So I would only use this only in emergency cases. If you know you're in an area where you could just charge your phone and maybe leave it for like 30 minutes and you need to get that battery life quickly, then use it. But if you're home, relax, and you can charge your phone at any given time, then leave it off, okay? But that's that. And then right before I finish up this video here, this is now that you know the names of these features here. So for example, if I say smart charging, so smart charging, this is how you can quickly find this feature. So if you know the three of them, you can quickly find it by searching for it, like and sub. Here are 4 settings that can be found on your OnePlus 12, 12R, or the OnePlus 13 phone with Android 15 that are probably running in the background and draining your battery life without you knowing. Let's get started. The first one I want you to go ahead and check out is known as device nearby scanning, or sometimes nearby scanning devices. So it's named differently on different OnePlus phones or Android phones. So use the quick access, tap on the settings here. Then in the search bar, I want you to just simply type in the word devices, this right here. Go ahead and type that in. Once you do this, you'll see these different options and you're gonna see devices where it says Google right there. So go ahead and tap on this one here and this is what's on. So basically with this one on, it's going to be constantly looking for nearby devices that are Wi-Fi or Bluetooth capable. And if you've noticed, sometimes random devices pop up on your screen showing you that, hey, this is a nearby device like a smart TV or someone else's Bluetooth speaker or earphones, and you don't want it to do that. So this is going to be running constantly, draining your battery life without you knowing. So this is the first step to stopping one little short way of reducing battery usage without you knowing. So go ahead and turn it off. And yes, you can come back and turn these on at any given time. And you can also always choose to use the Bluetooth settings manually and search for nearby devices. This next one here is very unusual, but have you ever noticed that printers suddenly show up in your Wi-Fi or Bluetooth settings and it's prompting you to connect to it? Well, this feature is on. So go into the quick access, tap on the settings here. From here now, you'll go to where it says connection and sharing, this right here. Under here, you're gonna go down a little bit until you see print right there. You'll see this here, print service. And if you go into it, you'll notice that it is searching for nearby printers. And of course, I am sure many of you out there, unless you work in an office with plenty of printers nearby and you want to connect to them, if you're not doing that, go ahead and turn this off. You can always connect to a printer manually without this being on all the time. This third one here is a 2-in-1. It's Wi-Fi scanning and Bluetooth scanning. And the scariest thing about this feature is even if you turn off your Wi-Fi and turn off your Bluetooth, it's still gonna be on. So go ahead into the quick access here, tap on the settings right there. And once you're in this section here, sometimes when you type in Wi-Fi scanning, it may not show up. And that's because you might need to do it manually. Go down to where it says location right here. And if your location is enabled, user location, you're going to see positioning right here, and this is going to be on. And it tells you right here that Wi-Fi scanning allows apps to search for Wi-Fi networks nearby as well as Bluetooth, okay? And the thing is, if your Bluetooth is off, it says even when Bluetooth is off, it's still going to scan. And of course, even when Wi-Fi is off, it's still going to scan. So imagine how much this is going to be using up your battery life without you knowing. You can come back and turn on these settings if ever you need to. And yeah, let's move on to the last one. Here are 2 ways you can block incoming calls, unknown numbers, and perhaps maybe spam calls that might have been calling you over and over on your OnePlus 12, 12R phone, or even the OnePlus 13 with the latest Android 15, Oxygen OS 15. If you have the US model of the OnePlus 12, 12R, or 13 phone, you will most likely be using the Google Dialer app, which is this one right here. Once you tap on it, you'll be taken to this section here, and you want to tap on those 3 dots right to the top right. As you tap on it once, go to where it says Settings. Now, once you're here in the Settings section here, you got two different sections that will allow you to block those annoying calls. So you got the caller ID and spam right here. Now, if you have a SIM card, unlike me, you will probably have more options here. But for most part, at default, you have the C caller and spam ID. So identify business and spam numbers. So this isn't really going to work all the time, but if that person is like a specific business number or so, it will show you who it is. Then you also got filter spam calls, so prevent suspected spam calls from disturbing you. So go ahead and turn that on there, and that's going to help you prevent calls that are like spam or maybe those telemarketers or whatnot. Now, this won't work all the time, but it's going to reduce the chances of them getting to you. And you can always come back in this section here to see who it is that was calling you. Then you have the block numbers right here. So when you go to block numbers, you can just simply block unknown calls. Now, so if that person isn't part of your contacts, then the chance of them trying to call you will not go through. Now, if you have a specific number that you know of that keeps calling you or sending messages, you can always go to the add a phone number area here. Once this pops up, go ahead and tap on it again and just type in the number that would most likely be that number that's annoying you. And of course, if this is your number, I'm sorry, but this was just a random guess of numbers. But hey, set it to block, and now this person has been blocked and that number will appear here. And if you just so happen to make a mistake and you didn't realize it was your grandfather or your grandma trying to get to you, then just come back here, press the X, unblock it, and you're back to normal. All right, like and sub. So you probably don't know this, but your OnePlus 12 or OnePlus 13 has a built-in equalizer 10 bands that you can get access to with these particular settings. And of course, you will need to be connected to a Bluetooth earphones, earbuds, or a speaker to get access to these features here. And let's get started. To find the 10 bands equalizer, you'll need to go ahead and make sure you have a connected device, as I mentioned earlier. Then once that's set up, go to the settings here. Under settings, go down a little bit until you see sounds and vibration right there. Once you enter here now, you'll see these different set of options here. And I want you to go down until you see sound effect settings. This right here. Tap on that one time, and once you have, again, a connected device, it'll show you the name of it, and you need it in order to access Dolby Atmos, which is what you need to get access to the 10 bands equalizer. So switch it over to Dolby Atmos right here by tapping there and selecting it. So you'll need to switch now to the scenario profile. So if you notice, these here won't give you anything else but just these here. So go to scenario profiles, then go to movie. Of all of them, movie gives you access to the equalizer. So once you, not movie, I'm sorry, music, okay? I'm watching movie. Music here, go to music and then go to equalizer right there. So you'll see if I go to gaming, there's no equalizer, but if I go to music, you're gonna see the equalizer here. And this is where you can get access to these here. So if you've been looking for this here, that's where you'll find it, like and sub. If you got the US version to the OnePlus 12, 12R, or even the OnePlus 13 using the Google Dialer app, here are some answer and calls that you might want to check out. These call settings can be found under the default Google Dialer app, which is this one right here. And as you enter into it, you're going to see this three dots at the top right section here. Go ahead and tap on that one time. You'll see settings. And once you're in the settings section, look for calling accounts, this one right here. As you tap on that one time, that'll take you here and you're going to see answer and calls. Once you tap on that now, you'll see these different answer and call options. And the first one would be auto answer calls when connected to an external audio device. So if you are connected to a Bluetooth or a wired headphones and you're currently with your phone, you have an incoming call, it's going to automatically answer it for you without you having to touch your phone, okay? And you can also set to how long it will take for it to automatically answer. And yes, if you don't like this feature, just turn it off and you should be okay. Next up, while you are in a call and your screen is on, not in a lock screen, and your screen is on, you press the power button, which is this one right here of your OnePlus 12, 12R phone, or even the 13. That will end the call. Now, if you've been making that mistake all along, then just go ahead and turn this one off. But if you want that, turn it on. And finally, vibrate when your calls are answered or ended. Now, for some of you, this might sound like, okay, who wants my phone vibrating? But let's just say you're in a quiet area, or you don't want anyone to know that you were in a call, or you don't want anyone to know that someone answered your call. You will feel your phone vibrate when they answer your call. And also, if you end the call or they ended the call, you'll have that vibration feedback. So that's going to be useful without you having to look on your phone to know if the person hanged up or not, like and so. Here is a really cool way to answer an incoming call and also end an incoming call. These are known as ear gestures, also known as ear control or ear call control. So pretty cool stuff here. Let's go ahead and get started. With the latest Android 15 and Oxygen OS 15 on your OnePlus phone, you should have these gestures. And to find them, use the quick access and tap on the settings toggle right here, okay? And as always, you can also type in the search bar and type in ear call control, this right here. And when you see it, tap on it once, and it's going to take you exactly to where you need to be next. Now, once you're here now, you can go ahead and browse to see how to mute calls or answer the incoming call. It's going to show you the gestures, how you flick your hand and stick your palm up in the ear. Now, to actually turn this on, to the bottom section here is going to say ear call controls. Go there, and you want to make sure this feature here to the bottom is turned on. You also have the ability to learn how to perform the gestures. Again, it's going to show you here that you got that incoming call or to dismiss it and or mute it, and it's going to show you how to do that. All right, so like and sub. Whether you have the OnePlus 12 or the OnePlus 13, there is a feature known as Private Safe, and if you have Android 14 or 15, it's available. So I'll show you where to go to find this feature, set it up, and make use of it. Whether you want to do this today or tomorrow, use the quick access and tap on the settings right there, this one here. And as you're here, the fastest way to find this feature is by using the search bar up here. So once you're there, go ahead and type in the words Private Safe, or you can see it's part of the suggestions there. So once you tap on that here, it's going to take you to exactly where you need to go next. Now from here, go all the way down until you see the special features section. You got Private Safe here, and as you enter into it, you will be prompted to set a password. Now this password is going to be different from that of your lock screen password. So I'll go ahead and press set password here, and when you're here, you can see that it's set to the 6 digits type, but you wanna choose something that's kind of like gonna work for you. So you have use a different password type. So instead of 6 digits, you can tap here on the use a different password type. So go ahead and tap on that. This is gonna pop up and you'll see 4 digits, 6 digits, 14 to 16 pattern or numeric, all right? So if you want something simple, go with the pattern or the 4 digits. So I'll just go with the 4 digits here, and I'll just go with the usual, just for demonstration purposes, I'll go with 4 twos, okay? Now it's gonna tell you if it's something too common, so you might wanna reconsider. But for me, I'm gonna go with the 4 twos. You choose something far more secure than this, okay? So I'll go ahead and do that. You will be asked to put it in again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then now you'll get a few questions for recovery. So just in case you ever forget your password, you have security questions, and you got your email as well, okay? So go ahead and fill that in. So I'm just gonna put none because I know that's something that I always do. You are not really required to put in your email, but again, if you're really gonna use this, go ahead and do it because you never know when you forget. So once you're done, go with confirm. And now that you're in the private safe section here, you will see these different types of files you can hide. You have the images and videos, audio types, documents, and other files, okay? So once you're set and ready to go now, you can go to images here, and this will show you all the types that you have here that you have saved in images. And if you wanna add something, you can go to add. So once you go to add, it's going to bring up like all the files that you have here. So since my phone is new, I don't have anything on it, I'll quickly go ahead and take a picture and show you how this works. So now say I wanna go ahead and keep some photos in the private safe. So back to where it says add, and this time it's gonna load up everything that you have done recently. So I just wanna hide this photo in particular. So I'll tap on it one time. When you do this here, you will notice the option to set as private down there, or you can select all here, and that's up to you. So I'll go ahead and set as private, and it's going to say successfully set as private. And this is going to work the same for any type of file that you decide to use. So if I back out of here or simply just go back, I can go in and choose an audio file, document, or other files. And basically it's done the same way as you saw a while ago. So now that file is going to be hidden away. And let's just say in the future, I want to come back and view that exact file. So I'm going to go ahead and close out just like everything. And to go back into the private safe now, the one way that's guaranteed for sure, especially if you don't have it as an app or a separate folder, you'll go into the settings, then you'll go ahead into the private safe once again. So you can just type that in if you want to as the fastest way. It's under security and privacy if you didn't want to type. So once you're there, go back here again and all the way to the special features, you're going to see private safe. Then you'll be prompted to put in your password. So go ahead and put that in. And then you can go ahead and view that file that you have hidden away. And you can see it shows you right there. Now, if I ever want to remove one of them, I'll just go ahead and select them. So I'll go into it and I'll just long press it. And once I select it, what's going to happen is to the bottom, you'll see the option to either unlock it or move it. Okay, so if I unlock it, it's going to be set back to public and returned back to where that file originally was. Okay, and that's how you would remove it from the private safe. And that's that, like and sub. Here's how you can disable the tracking of ad topics, app suggested ads, as well as measurement of the type of ads that you're viewing on your OnePlus phone with Android 15. So this is a really deep thing to take a look at, and let's go ahead and find it together and look at it together. So if you want to reduce the type of ads or kind of cut back on what your phone has been tracking on you, you want to go into the main settings of your OnePlus phone and tap in onto the settings toggle right here. Once you do this, you'll be taken to this section here. Then go down until you see Google or Google services, this one right here. So I'll go ahead and tap on that one time and you go ahead and do the same thing. Now, once you enter into here, you'll see Google services and you'll also see your email address, but I kind of moved up mine so you won't see mine. Then I want you to go where it says all services right there. From all services, go down the list until you reach to the privacy and security section, this one right here. So go into the ad section and you're going to see this right here. Now, for the most part, you'll notice mine says get a new advertising ID. And if I did that, I'll get the new option to have a advertising ID. And for some of you, you probably might have seen reset or delete. So if you want to reset, go ahead and do that, or get a fresh new one to stop all the tracking, go ahead and do that. But if you want to leave these two on and you want to cut back on what it's tracking on you, go here to add privacy. And you'll notice it's going to say add topics, app suggested ads, and add measurement. So for each one of these, there is an actual switch for them. So it's going to tell you allow add topics. And you can see it tells you right here, topics of interest based on the apps you've used recently. So everything you're doing is going to go based on that. And if you don't want it to do that, just go ahead and turn that off. Same with the suggested ads. You have the option to disable this. And finally, the add measurement here. Okay, you can reset it or just stop it from that. And that's that. You can come back and turn these on at any given time, like and sub.